That was the NLRB, what Northwestern went up against. In the end, in 2015, a year later, they were rejected. But the NLRB only takes care of private institutions. So when unionization starts coming to states like California that have colleges such as UCLA, that are bigger schools, that are under state law, that are union friendly in the state, and all you need to do is get a small portion in a couple of the bigger schools, and everyone else will start falling in line. As it states on the what California Student Employee Test is, this is a question: are the services rendered related to the student's educational objectives? I don't think tackling opponents in a classroom is part of an objective for a student, you know. So that would make them, that could entail to a labor law. Also, they were stating that we're talking about only men's sports, but I mean, end of the day, football and basketball are the big money makers, and it's not a media deal with only football and basketball. It's media deals for the whole conferences. So when they're signing $3.5 billion for 12 years, and she made a comment of scholarships worth $2.7 billion for the year, that's one conference. There's 5 major conferences. So if they're all bringing in that kind of money over that period of time, they can definitely fulfill 12 schools and make sure that everyone is appropriately funded. You don't need, the travel expenses in football and basketball are larger because they're going across country and state. Most of the schools, like women's sports and swimming and soccer, things like that, they're not traveling as far, they're staying more within conference. But football makes big money. Michigan made $4,700,000 from traveling. They get paid to go play in other schools, the small colleges out of conference. They get paid for that. Also, I just wanted to clarify, the NCAA didn't allow multiple year scholarships until 2012. It's always been a year, all the way from the very beginning. They barely started using that, and college coaches are now using that as more of a way to bring in the higher top recruits to say, hey, we got promised you 2 years, 3 years, maybe 4 years for the best, but 1 year scholarship. So the college coach can cut you if you're not playing up to level, if you didn't pan out. The football and basketball teams consistently over recruit. They may be bringing in 36 players, and you can only have 25 scholarship players for that 1 year. There's 11 more spots that coach is going to figure out how to fill, and he can cut those players based on possibly saying that he didn't follow team rules, just like an employer can. Also, I wanted to get back to the revenue sharing. It's worked in baseball. It's worked wonders. I mean, you see Pittsburgh Pirates, as I say, maybe you guys aren't baseball fans like mine, but if you ever go up to Oakland and see a game, it's really ugly over there, but their team has been in the American League Championships for the past 3-4 years. That could be also done when you're going down to the smaller schools that don't make as much money, that don't sell as much fan gear and tickets as the bigger schools. Maybe like Auburn does $69 million for 1 year from ticket sales and donations. Because I'm a USC season ticket holder, I pay $1,030 for my season tickets, but they always give me the option to pay a little more to become a Cardinal Gold member. $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. That's a donation towards that can be used, and I don't believe it could be taxed as a donation. And that's the major fundraisers are done at the bigger schools. It's not their fault that they can bring in more money, because when they know that investing in their football teams and protecting their commodities like they should for their football players and paying them will bring in more money. They can ask for more money from the TV deals. They may be having to put out more, but I'm not talking about large sums like $3-4 million for a college player, but pay it. I mean, use a salary cap and offer bonuses to the big recruits. Give them options. Okay, you come to this school, we'll give you $60,000 up front. That's not a scholarship. And I'm talking about keeping scholarships plus cash money in hand. Because at the end of the day, they have families. There's some that have kids. There's some that are sacrificing. I mean, like David mentioned,